Litter-picking campaigns in the neighbourhood. In his civic role since 2007, Tom Aditya served as Mayor, Deputy Mayor, Council Leader and Spokesperson, Chairman of the Finance Committee, Planning Committee, International Twinnings Committee, South Gloucestershire Council Equalities Committee. He is the first person of Asian and Indian heritage to be elected to a civic office in South Gloucestershire County, and the first person of South Indian origin outside of the London Metro region to be elected councillor in England, and the first South Indian elected on the Conservative Party ticket in the UK. So all of that, please, Mr. Tom Aditya, here he comes now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, thank you. It was an interesting group discussion. Well done. Okay, well done. And thank you, Glenn Grant, for making it grand, harmonizing it well. Thank you. Give a big round of applause to Grant. So Mr. Grant was very grand, I could understand, from the morning. And today, I'm very thankful to the 193 countries consortium for inviting me as a guest of honor for this award ceremony. And my topic, I know that there are people from different backgrounds here, different nationalities here, but I don't know, it's actually regarding the investment growth between UK and India. That's the topic which they've given me. Yes, one of the person of Indian heritage. Yeah, I will give in bit of share my thoughts on that. And thank you all for actually being here so patiently. I could see some of the interesting topics that you discussed earlier, because regarding the scaling up of the business policies, okay, that was well done, Rishi, for doing that. That was a nice topic, and some of the candidates that you're doing for your group discussion was also wonderful. Regarding the flexibility that we need, regarding the focus that we need in the entrepreneurship, and how to turn every challenge into an opportunity. Because you could see that the challenges and opportunities goes hand in hand. So everywhere, if you have an entrepreneurial mind, you could actually change that. And also for giving a wonderful talk on the artificial intelligence. So every day we are actually feeling that, and I know Vishwanath very well. Thank you for actually elaborating it and enlightening the audience. Because every day right now you can see that. Even when you go by Google Maps, every minute, every second, they are actually chasing it. It's also, in a way, it's artificial intelligence. So somebody actually connecting and supporting us, that's using technology. And I hope definitely there's actually big mileage, big future on venture for that kind of technologies. Okay. And also regarding the investment funding, the challenges, Sharmeen Aman, and you've done a very good job on that. Okay. And also regarding the wealth management, yes, I think I missed out some of the bigger topics earlier. Thank you. And also, let me actually also thank Mr. Asin for organizing it, or actually spearheading this 193 consortium, and to Ms. Ashwati and Mrs. Sakya. Give them a big round of applause. And for the last 20 years, being in the UK, I've attended many of the graceful events, entrepreneurial things, but this is actually a very good networking one, okay? And I feel that that's actually the important core, is networking is an important part of entrepreneurial skill. So you know connections, you know actually gaining knowledge, because when we was talking about the HR thing, and you said a couple of thousands, that means 200,000 pounds, you're actually gaining a knowledge, you're using a technology, so that's beautiful. So that is actually the life skill, or actually the knowledge that you have, the real knowledge, the pragmatic knowledge, the practical knowledge that how it's actually giving value-added things for the business, and that's actually going into your profits. Okay, that's an important part. So which That's a bigger topic. So I am immensely glad to actually be here, and I hope that we will be able to nourish it and we will be able to harness it. And I also, being on the part of the Indian businesses right now, let me actually also say I'm also a management consultant, being other portfolios which I handle, which Mr. Grand was actually elaborating. I'm actually also a management consultant. I'm also in the police scrutiny panel. I'm also in the NHS as an ambassador for blending the organ donation transplant, community engagement forum chairman. These are things. Yes, I'm actually basically a social justice advocate, but on the other hand, that the profession I learned, actually trained, is actually business management. So that's the reason I'm actually helping few businesses, and one of the businesses which, as I wanted to talk about the Indian businesses, is a global award ceremony that's going to happen in London on the 12th of May. That's the Global Nursing Award, which carries the highest prize money, cash award, for nurses right now in the world, which is at $250,000 for the winner, and also the finalists, 10 finalists will also get 25,000 and the certificates, and it will be by His Majesty the King. So that's a big, and it's done by an Indian company based in Dubai. So how international it is. And it's right now we got nomination as a management consultant for that company. I can know that 52,000 plus nominations for this award from almost 195 countries. So that's actually a big event. So welcome everyone for that on the 12th of May, and that's actually just across the Queen Elizabeth Conference Center. Okay. So you can actually enlist it, register yourself, because there is high security, so you need to register prior. Okay, well then, so if there are any, do you have any nurses? Because right now, nursing is not only a job, it's a profession. So that's the reason why we're actually doing it. Okay? But anyway, so highlighting that's the Global Nursing Award. This is the Astra Guardian Award. And right now, many people from the Parliament over here are also participating. So let me come to the topic which we are talking about, the future opportunities and the challenges in the UK-India connection. Right now it's a big, hot discussion, and I hope I will be befitting to humbly share a few thoughts here. We have a very unique relationship because India is one of the most ancient civilizations in the world and the largest democracy, and the Great Britain is the oldest parliamentary democracy. And we are also very proud, I mean, from the UK perspective, as the defender of democracy, champion of commerce, and missionaries of the power of entrepreneurship. So these two nations together, we can be a very powerful force for positive change. So, as you could know, you already know, India's rapid economic growth since 1991. So its accession to the World Trade Organization in 95, and we lowered the tariff, and India lowered the tariffs on import duties, have led to a dramatic rise in trade flows over the last 30 years. And so, but still, if you look into the GDP, India is, right, because on the other hand, one hand I always wear the Indian hat, and the other hand, being an administrator in the UK, I wear the UK hat. So sometimes when we use we, please excuse myself from that. Even though right now India is one of the super economies, even surpassing UK, on the GDP scale, India ranks 127th out of the 195 countries. So that is a GDP per capita, and based on the IMF. But since 2004, we are the fastest growing, which I already told. But I hope we will be able to take out the divisions, gender disparities, superstitions, corruption, divisive politics, and few of the negative aspects. India need to actually do that. But India's 1.4 billion population is a massive market. That's more than 20 times of the British home market, and it's growing economic strength with an average annual growth. But when you look at the way the British perspective and the Indian perspective, the growth perspective is much more in India. Okay, so there is actually a business leverage in investing in India. So, but trade between India and UK have been rising so far. That's 5.7 billion earlier, then right now it's 12 billion in 2013. So let me actually scroll through. We currently in trade between India and Britain hovers around 14 billion mark, that in US dollars. So that's actually a big, and India is the biggest investor in the UK as well. So when you look into the business side, apart from US, India is the second largest. Okay, so India's presence in the commerce in the UK is right now high. So it's one of the big stakeholders, which we could be proud of. While bilateral investment is growing, the volume and nature of the investment have changed. The number of UK businesses in more than double since right now. You know that Make in India, Skill India, Startup India. These are things which you already know. And but I'm also thinking of the Commonwealth, because Britain right now is leading the Commonwealth of Nations. It's been always, and that's 56 countries. That Commonwealth trade zone is something which we could actually think bilaterally, and also thinking that as a collective collection of nations. So when we look into the pursuing the trade and investment agenda, I feel that technology, which artificial intelligence, including that, have a tremendous growth opportunity, and so that it can actually forge a stronger relation, not only bilaterally but also in the global context. So it will be a UK-India free trade agreement is also a discussion, but right now deal may not happen soon, but I think there is a room for closer partnership, okay, tackling non-tariff barriers through government's joint trade review and extending accelerator programs supporting SMEs, small, medium-scale entrepreneurs, such as the Access India programs, which is backed by the Indian government, and the Urban Gateway, which is supported by the UK government, will be helpful. The Commonwealth Trade Zone, which may be formed in future, will profit the UK and India. So I feel that there is actually a growth opportunity for Indian engineers are highly in demand in many sectors, so especially many countries, including UK. And in future, there will be a greater geographical spread, more UK businesses going to smaller cities in India. That is also something which we need to think. Not only in the metropolitan areas, but small cities and districts in India, they can actually have a better growth opportunity. Right now, there's many countries, states actually doing that. Okay, many states are actually competing for the investment. They're actually giving better schemes right now. So that's something we have to actually look into and see how we can use that. But right now, I'm thinking of the 22% of the population, which is the British Indian diaspora community in the UK. That's only 2%. But do you know how much we contribute to the UK economy? Any idea? Sorry. 12%. Thank you for that. Not that much, but that's actually 7% plus. Okay, so 7. So even though less than 2%, we contribute 7% to the UK economy. This is actually a very positive sign. So they are actually a living bridge. The diaspora community, that's the British Indian community over here, can be a living bridge between India and the UK. So I want to actually see whether we can actually have a better stakeholding opportunity. But that means many times our voices are not heard. According to the World Bank, the 1.6 million British Indian diaspora communities sends around 2.8 billion a year to India in remittance, but they are underrepresented brand. Okay, still. So I feel India should think loudly, and I'm talking about the government of India should think that loudly to actually see whether there will be a proper stakeholding to the diaspora community in its decision-making process. It will be really advantageous, extremely advantageous for the British government to build a more inclusive relationship with the. This is an important point. So this is. Sorry, Ashwati, one second. Okay. So there's a very close collaboration that we can actually see unleash imaginable progress in lives of millions of countries and in both countries. So I feel that India-UK relationship has the potential towards the access for global peace and opportunities, and we also can see not only businesses, technology, healthcare, arts, academia. There are different sectors which we could see, and technologies will be at the heart of this evolution. And I wish you all the best. And thank you for all for actually looking forward. And I've seen that the entrepreneurial skills that you have, the thoughts that you have, and I can see on the other hand, UK this always from the UK perspective. Let me actually just conclude this. Okay, we have about 144 schemes right now by the UK government supporting businesses. So I will just say a few. Okay, one is the accelerated grant, which is actually for 700,000 dollars to pounds to 15 million. So that is an accelerated grant, which is actually for. You can actually check whether your company is eligible for that. There is actually an eligibility website, so you can see that, and you don't need anybody else. You can, and also we have the Innovate Smart Grant. So that's for 200,000 towards 2 million. That's innovation. So if you have any projects, which is actually, then you can qualify for it. Then there's also a 33% claim bank for if you are investing in research and development. So there is actually, and as you could see, business growth programs, digital innovation programs, schemes, loans, lots. So I just want to tell my friends that there are a lot of opportunities, as you could see. Whichever the companies you want to plan or business plans you have, and if it's conducive with the way your talents are, and if you have the talent, invest. And again, focus is an important thing. Anything it will not do automatically. You need to focus on that. One of the things which I know, my issue, my downfall is my fingers in all pies. So rather than that, focus on the things that you definitely want to succeed, and there will be success. And I think everyone is born creative, but it can be suppressed by fear. So that's not me who actually said that. The Snapchat CEO, Ivan, who said that. So I think we have what we need is that skill to actually upscale ourselves, to actually go beyond the borders. And adaptability is an important thing, as you've been talking about. The risk management, the change management, all these things. Okay, as you know, I think I don't have to evangelize more because you already know these things from morning till evening. And thank you for all this opportunity. I think my 20 minutes, I hope, is finished. And let's wish you all the best, and all the award winners and the sponsors, all the people who are behind this. Okay, wish you all the best. Have a better future in your businesses and your career and your life. Thank you. Thanks a lot.